Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Pro Division with Tournament Win for the qualifying round in Hot Springs Tournament of the Golf Clash the game. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Get our ultimate tournament guide for Pro, Expert and Master by going to patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Link directly in the description down below. Follow the info box on the right hand side to follow along the shots in this playthrough. Check the club distance, elevation adjustment, also what ball and club I suggest you to play with. Massive credit for Ben Kennedy that as our shot creator leader for our pro guide, which many of these shots are coming from. Make sure to subscribe to his channel if you haven't done that already. So let's go to hole number 1. So when it comes to the drive here, we have a drive that is adapted for extra mile level 6 plus, and I'm gonna use 2 left spin and 4.5 bar top spin here. And the idea here is to position the 2/3 of the red ring inside the rough to the left, and that's gonna be with all the extra mile clubs. Adjustment is gonna be max plus 10 power 3. Once we have adjusted the max plus 10 power 3, we shall then push up to max. Overpower is going to be related to what club level you have, so extra mile level 6 and 7, we push up 3 rings. Sorry, we use 3 rings of overpower. If you do play with extra mile level 8 or 9, you use 2.5 rings of overpower instead. Bouncing on the fairway and then rolling over to the next one here, and we're looking to be within a yardage that is somewhere between 370 and 380 yards. For the second shot, here comes the trick with Pack the Runner. You can see how easy I find the minimum distance line there, because I'm not gonna pull over into the short iron club, so I can use that as a much easier way to find that min line. Then I'm adding 0.2 backspin, then I'm pushing up the rings that is needed to get the ball guideline to the hole with my Grizzly level 8. So I'm gonna play something called rings from min here. And rings from min with Grizzly level 8, when it comes to this play here, I'm pushing up 6 rings from minimum distance, and then I shall be playing 8% slider. And then we play with minus 10% elevation, power 3 ball setting. Center the ball and hit perfect, and this is an extremely good chance of getting a drop here, but obviously you're gonna have to hit perfect. And again, a Titan ball is what we mainly suggest. You can use a different power ball to minimize the need of overpower, or you can obviously use a Katana ball if you would like to even go further back, then you need to use even more overpower. For hole number 2, I'm gonna play with a sniper, and we're gonna play with a side spin 3 ball. We're either gonna play with a Katana or with a Kingmaker. It all depends on the wind strength. We're gonna try to keep the wind between 5.2 and 6.5 miles per hour. So if we do have a very low wind with a Kingmaker, I would switch to a Katana to bump up the wind a little bit. But as the wind is 5.6, I'm keeping the Kingmaker. 3 right spin and 2.7 backspin. Ball guideline through the hole, and with the yellow rain by the rough line. So it's very simple setup. Make sure that you do have a straight pull when pulling your rings. And for 5.6 miles per hour, we play 6.6 rings, which is max plus 15, power 3 numbers. Center the ball, hit perfect, and this is going to be an extremely good chance for getting a hole in one here. You can see that we're hitting that ball very close to the rough, but have in mind that a great right has been safe in testing, but you need to be spot on with your adjustment, because if you massively over adjust or hitting with curl or overpower, obviously there is a risk of missing the rough. But this shot is too good to not be played, as that massive funnel on the green helps you immensely to get that ball in the hole. On the drive, we're gonna look for the plus 3 yard mark, and when it comes to the extra mile level 8 and 9, when it comes to extra mile level 7 and 6, we're gonna start at the plus 5 yard mark for reference. So 4.5 bar top spin, 2 left spin, and we're adjusting for max plus 10 power 5. Once the adjustments are done, we go with outside wall left curl, right? So hit perfect. Unfortunately, I'm hitting great, but you can still that we're still safe, which is the most important part when you hit great, that there is room to hit great, because we are not going to hit perfect all the time, unfortunately. The ball will go down to somewhere around 325 to 335 yards. So for the second shot, we're gonna use all the top spin we can and all the left spin we can together with that. Ball guideline centered down the fairway, and we're gonna then adjust for a max plus 10 power 5. Max plus 10 power 5, we can't forget to push up. Very important that we do push up to max after our adjustment, and then we are going max over power and with left side of the ball outside the wall to the left in curl. You can see how bad this great right is with the Big Dog, and Big Dog is a really crappy club in terms of the accuracy, and it still stays on fairway, which is good, which means we do have a lot of room for error there. So for the third shot, we're gonna play something called the EB School method, and this is a method that is very common when we play with wedges. It gives us a much easier reference to use. After a bad great right second shot, I'm obviously having a long way to the pin, but it's not gonna be any worries, as I'm just gonna judge my club distance in relation to where the pin is, and I'm judging it to be 90%. So 90% slider, I'm playing 10% elevation, power 4 ball numbers. So nothing else than that. So power 4 ball numbers, 90% slider for the video. Obviously the slider will depend on how far or how close you are to the pin. No spin, hit perfect, and this ball is going to be in. And this is a very nice way to adjust a wedge and give ourselves, what can we call it, a nice safe eagle on a tough par 5. Pack the Grizzly to find absolute minimum distance line in the easiest way possible here. And here we're gonna change the right spin depending on the wind strength, just to make sure that we can tweak this one all the way through, so we are not gonna have any issues here. So what I'm gonna do is 4.8 backspin, and with wind that is above 6.7, I play 2.6 right spin. Having then less wind, such as like below 6.5, we would then add a little bit more right spin and stuff like that. So that is something that is, what can I say, important to do, otherwise there is a risk for you to miss to the right. 4.8 backspin will work in all wind angles. We been testing with 5 backspin, but it doesn't really work when we do have a little headwind on off tee. Adjustment is gonna be minimum distance plus 20 power 2 ball. Hit perfect. I'm gonna bounce, very high bounce, and that's obviously the tough part with this hole. That is very hard to get that second bounce to be adjusted for. But hole number 4, hole in 1, it's a decent one. On drive on hole 5, we're gonna play with the quarterback, and for all the quarterbacks we're gonna start in max distance. That goes for level 7 and level 8, even though they have 4 yards less power. So 2.2 top spin, 3 right spin, play with a katana. Maximum distance plus 10, power 2 ball settings is what we are using. And now it comes to, if we do play with quarterback 7 or 8, you push up 4 yards after the adjustment. If you can push up 4 yards, use a tiny little bit of overpower in the end. Quarterback level 9, level 10, don't push up anything. Perfect ball, we're looking to get the ball down to around 330 yards, because we do want to play with a sniper on our second shot. For the second shot, we're gonna play with a back fringe check where the fringe meets the green, and that's in this case going to be used as the slider percentage. And luckily I have the pleasure to lend Ben Kennedy's shot here, so full credit to him obviously for this shot here. Now 0.8 topspin, a yellow ring by the rough line, very important. Ball guideline will be approximately 1 green square through the hole. And now we're gonna use the frame check at the back, so it's gonna be minus 10% elevation, and let's say for the example plus 3 frame check equals 7% slider. Very important as well that your pull angle is at 1201. A 1201 pulls you further back and not left, so if you have a more straight pull or an 1159, you will miss left every single time. So 1201 is needed here for the second shot on hole number 5. Hole number 6, the drive. This is going to be a tough shot for everyone. Doesn't really matter what clubs you have, it's going to be a tough one. So what I'm playing here is with Apocalypse, and Apocalypse level 3 plus or the extra mile level 8 plus, because then you will have the curl with the extra mile as well. So we do have Red Ring by Roughline with Apocalypse level 4, and when it comes to a higher level Apocalypse, you are going to start at the same spot. You're going to start at max always. Adjust max plus 10 power 3, and then you use 2 rings more than what you adjust into in terms of overpower. If you're playing with Apocalypse level 3, you go with 2.5 rings more than what you adjust into. When it comes to Apocalypse level 5 plus, you don't use any overpower whatsoever. Sorry, you use 2 rings, but removing the part that you adjust into. That's the correct wording. 1 ball of curl, as you can see there as well. We want to get that ball to fairway. Pack the Amazon would be my suggestion as well. So if you go into the rough on the left, that you have the chance with the top spin, even though you might have the Amazon in a low level, to save the eagle. Second shot is crap, and I'm just gonna say it as it is. Obviously, if you have the possibility to play with any type of special ball, then you can remove the part with going into overpower here. You might even play with a sniper if you have it in level 10 and play with one of the really good balls. But here we play free to play, and this is gonna be, you know, it's most likely gonna be just a safe eagle, but at the same time, you know, we do have a chance for the albatross. So the primary objective is the eagle. But, you know, if we drop an albatross, then, you know, no one is going to be happier than myself. So I'm using overpower based on what I adjust into. A great left with a bad accuracy is not good at all. So we're getting into green, and we have a simple putt, making ourselves an eagle, and that's once again the primary objective. So the drive on hole number 7, we're gonna play with our quarterback. Quarterback level 9, level 10 start at +1, and then quarterback level 7, level 8 start at +5. 2.8 backspin or side spin, playing with a power 3 ball to make sure that we're not gonna have to go in overpower. You can see that I'm having the focus on my ball guideline to be pointing towards the small little gap there in between the 2 snow patches. Adjustment, max +10, power 3. And once that is done, we will then go with no curl, no overpower, just try to hit perfect. Perfect ball. Bouncing over the rough, and we land nicely and safely on the fairway, nowhere near the rough line. Now we make sure that we become ready for the approach. Second shot on hole number 7, and we will be in this case doing a white ring pin shake. So we do have half of the white ring covering the pin, and that was +6, and we remember that. So we're gonna go no spin on the second shot, and we're gonna have the ball guideline 2 green squares through the hole. Adjustment here in the video should be based then on the +6 pin shake, which is 65% slider and 35% elevation power 3 ball settings. Unfortunately, looking at my pull here, I'm adjusting 0.2 too much, which makes my miss make total sense. So that's a brain fart from my end, so I should be adjusting 0.2 less, which would have been getting this shot much better chance to drop. This is a tough one though, and the headwind from tee does not make it easy. But quarterback and the sniper for hole number 7 gives us a look and a chance for an eagle. For hole number 8, we're gonna start with a power 0 ball, and we're gonna find ourselves in complete maximum distance. And this is with sniper level 10. If you do play with sniper level 9, you need to play with a power 1 ball and start at the +2 yard mark. If you do have a sniper level 7 or level 8, you need to go up to power 2 ball to set the position at +6 yard mark. Yellow ring by the sand trap line, and we will be adjusting 1 to 1, so 6.5 miles per hour is 6.5 rings, because you can see once I've set up the target, I'm changing to a kingmaker, 2.8 topspin and half a bar of side spin to the right. A perfect ball, a minor great is safe, even though it looks scary, really scary. If you do feel uncomfortable with this type of rough bump, then bounce it on the fairway and take a safe birdie. The fact is though that bouncing into this rough and doing this rough bump increases the possibility for a hole-in-one massively. Bouncing on the fairway on the side or on the back left, then you decrease the chance for a hole-in-one massively, even though there's still a chance from the pad. So have in mind with that when you're playing this shot that we are choosing to play a rough bump, which is a bit more aggressive, whereof the hole-in-one chance is very good. So again, have in mind as well, if you don't play with sniper level 10, that you need to position yourself with different type of power balls to make sure to get the same aim due to the different power on the sniper clubs. So for hole number 9, the drive, we're looking to get the ball down the fairway with the big topper. And then you may be thinking, okay, big topper level 6 is a beast club. Will I have the chance even if I have the big topper level 1? Yes, you don't need anything better than big topper level 1, because we have no headwind, which means that we're gonna still stay in reach or range of our club power when it comes to big topper level 1. Ball guideline down the center of the fairway, adjust maximum distance +10 power 2, hit perfect. And if I haven't said that clearly, it's maximum topspin on our drive. You can see we bounce, we're nowhere near any rough line, which is nice, simple, easy, because we're only looking to get an eagle here on hole number 9. For the second shot, we're gonna use the horizon. You don't really have to use the horizon, you can use a higher level big dog if you would like, but what I would like here is to have at least 6 bars topspin or better. So I'm playing 7 bars here, topspin, to try to get the ball down to fringe. Now, you'll probably notice that I'm playing with horizon level 7, thinking, who would show a guy that plays with horizon level 7? That's a beast club. Yeah, but you know, you're nowhere near the max distance. You can play this shot with horizon level 1, so you don't have to play with a horizon level 7. So please ignore that level. Adjust medium distance +10, and then outside wall right curl. Ball bounce on the fairway, rolls down the fairway, sits nicely on the fringe, and here we're gonna take ourselves a super safe and simple eagle wedge, and that's the only thing we're looking for on hole 9.
Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Pro Division with the tournament win, qualifying round for the Hot Springs tournament here in Golf Clash the game. Get the best guides on the market for Pro Expert and Master on patreon.com/golfclashtommy, link directly in the description down below. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Once again, thank you for watching and good luck in your Golf Clash game.